Hello, all my Kenvians. We just finished watching It.
Yep.
And
It was the shit.
You stole the words right out of my mouth. Oh my god. This movie. Yep. Just to be completely spoiler free here, if you're at all interested in seeing this, go watch it now.
We can't really say anything without spoiling anything. I mean, because, well, we can, but it'd be a boring video.
Exactly.
But
that's all I'm saying right now, though, is, like, go see it. It is worth watching. If you're at all a fan of It, if you're at all a fan of Stephen King, go watch it now.
I'm very satisfied as an audience member with, as far as, like, horror, as far as, I mean, the thing, they really, really pushed it.
Oh my god, yes.
But there are some parts that were cringy, but it was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It was done very, very well. The characters, the story, everything. I'm kind of stuttering because I'm still kind of...
Well, it's like we're in shock right now.
We literally just walked out of the theater and we're just still absorbing everything. I mean, it's just that good. We're kind of speechless. I am.
Absolutely. It's
hard to find words.
I've seen mixed reviews online, and I've heard good things. And even the people that had good things to say, it's like, it didn't prepare me. Like, I was not prepared for the quality of this movie, of how good they executed the horror elements.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
pardon my French.
I will say this. It's like, you know, the original its strongest point by far was Tim Curry. Tim Curry made that movie. The kids were good actors. Even in the adults areas, you know, the adults were good actors. Tim Curry made that movie. But everything about this movie made it an amazing adaptation of It.
Well, I mean, comparing, contrasting, you know, that aside, you know, the 1990 version it is what it is. This one, we can go on and on and on about everything, but I'm completely satisfied. And when I see it, every time I watch a movie, one thing I do is I try to think of a scene that you can take out that's not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, oh, what could I take out? Everything, every minute, you know, usually in a movie I want to go out and smoke a cigarette and get bored. No, the whole time I was like, it captured yes.
And it captured it wasn't just a bunch of jump scares coming out to get you. They had jump scares, and they were well done. They built up to those jump scares. They earned those jump scares that were well done. And the entire movie it was just consistently good. It's like, it would let up, there would be a little bit of levity, and then bam!
Man, I just love the different, creatures that it, or Pennywise was. I mean, my favorite one was, spoilers, the painting, and then the headless kid in the library. And one thing that surprised me the most, the comedy, the comic relief in this movie is just, oh my god, Richie. I love that fucking actor kid.
From Stranger Things.
I don't know if you cuss on this channel. I'm sorry, but
it's all right. It's all good.
But it's just, yeah, it's really funny. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we're both a little bit slap happy and delirious and just happy right now.
Yeah,
I will say one thing as far as my expectations go, because I'll link to our previous video in the description down below. One thing I was hoping for is that they would put the entire story into one movie. After watching this, I can say that yes, this is part 1.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, exactly. And there's going to be a sequel. Most likely the sequel will be when they're the adults, aka the second half of the original movie. But this movie stands alone on its own.
Yes.
Firmly.
I really, really enjoyed it. And I know that a Dark Tower series is coming out, and I'm wondering if it's going to tie in at all, like it does in Stephen King's novels, because chapter 2 is probably going to take 2 or 3 years in development, and there's going to be, who knows what's going to happen. Hopefully it'll mold together.
And they made reference, well, I mean, once, I know once for sure, it's like they made reference to the turtle, which is a huge symbol.
Yeah, when they were swimming, and then he had the Lego turtle, Georgie's turtle.
Those are the only two I can think of off the top of my head.
I think that was the only two, actually.
And they included the, like, again, it's like, you know, if you watched past the original part where I just told you to go see the movie, spoilers, but they included the deadlights, which is a huge aspect of the It book, and it comes into play in the Dark Tower series.
Ooh, it was really well done.
And they all float.
Oh my God, that was so cool. Like, as an artist, as a musician, the atmosphere in this movie, especially when they go down the tunnels and you could see all the children floating. Oh my God, it was just like so epic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As an artist, it inspires me to like draw something or paint something or do something. I mean, that's what a movie does. It entertains, it, you know, inspires, it grabs you, it takes you places. And yeah, this is maybe, you know, maybe I'm being bold right now, but I think it's probably the best horror movie that's come out in the past, I don't know, 21st century.
I would, honest to God, I would have to agree. I would put it, I personally think like The Conjuring, like the first one, it's like, it's one of my favorite like movies of its kind, but right alongside it, I would definitely put this movie, It, because it executed all of its horror elements.
Oh yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This is us being stunned after watching It. And I'm glad they did. So I'm glad they're not Rob Zombie. Whatever else.
Yeah, they're not Rob Zombie, making it, they didn't Rob Zombie-ish it.
So yeah, guys, this is PapaKenn Media and Jared just being really stunned by a really good movie. This is how we act. This is what happens. This is what a good movie does to good fans and nerds and horror fans.
Exactly.
So if you want to be satisfied and see everything you want in a horror movie, and again, like I said, this horror movie behaved like a horror movie should behave.
Yes.
And it did everything well, and I can't believe they showed certain scenes. I mean, I know it was rated R, but my God.
Especially, and I will not say what happens, but the first death with Georgie.
Oh
my God. Oh my God.
That poor cat's gonna. Yeah.
So before we sign off.
Saw everything.
Before we sign off, I don't know if you want to give this a number rating, but if you did, what would you give it?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, 1 to 10.
It wasn't a perfect movie, but it was a really good movie. I give it a solid 9. Well, yes, 9.
I was going to say exactly the same thing. 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, there were certain elements that could have just pushed a little bit farther to 10 out of 10, and who knows, there'll probably be an extended edition, which will have all that stuff.
Yeah.
But 9 out of 10, super solid. Go see this movie. Unless you hate horror movies.
We
only got about 20 seconds left, sorry.
If you hate horror movies, take someone, hold their hand, enjoy it. You might like it.
You never know. But until next time, everyone.
Guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Jared, for joining me here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me, brother. And I will see you all in the next video. Sorry to cut it short.